That's right. Welcome in. Welcome back, folks, to a Notre Dame jumps down to Texas and lands four-star back Javon Osborne, beating out Michigan of all places for his services. Let's go over this edition of the Always Irish Show. As always, thanks for being here. You can find the program on YouTube. Do it. Subscribe if you haven't yet. Appreciate it very much. Give the video a thumbs up. That helps Johnny out as well. Notifications on it where you don't miss nothing. Twitter, search bar Always Irish or Always Irish Shane. Emails alwaysirishandy@gmail.com. Audio only, anywhere you want it, you can get it. You don't want to see my face. Nobody blames you. Go to audio only. Call in lines. They're popping, baby. We're having a good time, even in the off season. 312-900-8815. People are dialing it up. Tell Johnny all they've heard and seen. Notre Dame Fighting Irish brought to you by SI. Read all about it. Patreon.com/Always Irish. Former captain, leading tackler Mike Goolsby and myself breaking it all down. Thanks to everybody over there. Fun little group building. Now that we're a couple seasons into that, we got a core group adding people. Thanks to everybody who's over there. All right. Notre Dame strikes on the trail again. Yesterday morning, low-key Cheeks Clapper announced for the Irish. That's the nickname. If it isn't, somebody's messing up. The linebacker Clapper for the Irish yesterday morning when we were on the live show and it came on the chat. People said, hey, we got this commitment. Good to see. So now you land Osborne and you beat out Michigan for his services. Okay, 247 composite has him as the 90th overall player, 6th ranked back, and the 12th best prospect coming out of the talent-rich state of Texas. So, number one is it's good to see Notre Dame gaining a little momentum here. You got the Clapper. Now you got this. You're looking good to get freaky with Tiki. That's on the radar. Here's what I need, though. I need top-end wide receivers, and I need a few. I ain't trying to be a negative Nancy or nothing. I'm being a realistic Ricky. If you ask me what is the biggest part of this team that ain't at championship level, I think you're good enough in a lot of parts of this team. I need some of these difference-making wide receivers. That's what I need. Johnny needs it. I need it. So I'm not saying I don't like the class they're building in 26 and the different guys and whatever. I like all that. Not all needs are the same, though. Right? Not all needs are the same. So I got to see some game-changing wide receiver stuff happen here. That's where my mind's at. So when it comes to this dynamic of landing Osborne, I can already see the headlines in my mind from the Michigan Riders. You know who they are. I could see it now. Michigan cooled on him. They have much higher targets and he wasn't a priority. They ended up deciding that he's not a good fit. He's a weirdo for picking Notre Dame. Those are all the things that come out of the Michigan camp every time Notre Dame lands a guy. That's their thing, right? They can never just write an article saying, Notre Dame and Michigan were battling for this guy, and for whatever reason, Notre Dame won, and we tip our cap. They can't do that. Their media's not classy enough to do that. Their media's not intelligent enough to be honest enough to do that. So prepare yourself for Michigan cooled on them, not a priority, not a good fit. The other thing you might get is the Michigan media people making up stories about the family, and the dad might have to come on and say that Michigan beat guys lied about everything they're saying. So it's good for Notre Dame to land a guy. It's even better to have it at Michigan's expense, and now we'll see what lies they spin. I couldn't imagine lies paying my bills. I don't think I could operate. I have too many morals for that. I'm too ethical for that. I don't think I could operate knowing selling lies pay my bills. I couldn't sleep at night operating that way. Nope, not the Michigan media. They're perfectly comfortable operating that way. Let me be perfectly clear. I do not respect them at all, period, as people. Zero. No respect. I don't respect them at all. So I can't wait to see all that spin and to see them lie about this and see where they go with it. Should be real entertaining. So, moving forward, you land Osborne. What else are you looking at running back? Are you looking at Bonner? I see him up there for Notre Dame. Maybe it's Bonner, and you pair him up with that, and then you feel pretty good about where you're at running back recruiting. Here's the deal. Here's the way I see this. I don't think I was dreaming to have the feeling early in this offseason that Notre Dame was very far behind in recruiting because they kind of had to be. You had the longest season Notre Dame football's ever played, going well past the new year, almost to February. Then you had Chad buying a surfboard on Amazon and moving out to LA, and a bunch of other people cleared out with him or on the heels of that. Then you had the search for a new GM and everything you had to do there. Notre Dame was just behind. There's no way around it. They were just behind of what you want to practically get done and where the calendar was. They were behind. I'll be damned if they didn't do a good job catching up. They've done a really, really good job catching up. Now, again, you know what I'm going to say with all these recruits. Yeah, talk to me when they sign on the line and they're actually at Notre Dame. Still applies. I'm not backing off that. Talk to me when they sign. But, it's good to see the momentum building in 26 here. So I don't think we were imagining that they were behind, and I also think it's a reality that they're getting caught back up. Here's where my mind keeps coming back to, though. I already mentioned it once, and we're going to mention it again. A lot of areas of this football program are championship level ready. The wide receiver thing and the passing game overall is one of the items that has not been. That's my top priority. So if you feel like no matter what way the quarterback conversation goes, you're going to get a better, more natural passing situation, great. I need some of these recruits to be. My light just broke. The hell's going on here? My light just turned off. That's where I need this to get. I need some difference-making wide receivers. And if it's like, John, what are you getting picky? Notre Dame gets a good recruit and it's not good enough. No, it's good enough to fulfill that need. But when I look at the biggest overall need in the program, it's a more electric pass game. And that includes good line play, good quarterback play, good wide receivers. Here's the final piece of this, and then we'll get out of here. I don't know what's going to happen in wide receiver recruiting the rest of this cycle. Finley, whatever. I don't know what it's going to look like. But if Notre Dame could open up the pass game on the actual field this year with Carr Minchie, that's got to help recruiting in that area, because you'll be able to put out an actual proof of concept of Notre Dame excelling in that area. And you'll have these recruits being able to watch a Notre Dame game and go, oh, they're trying to showcase the wide receivers. And if I go there, that could be me. And CJ Carr Minchie could be thrown to me. But it's going to help if you could show a proof of concept that Notre Dame's starting to do more of that. Think about it. If you're an alpha dude wide receiver type recruit, and then you see Notre Dame's film is the run game and the quarterback run game before it's the pass game, there ain't a lot of meat on that bone to excite you. Alpha wide receivers have egos. They have attitude. Why are they going to want somewhere when they put on the film and they don't see the wide receivers or the offenses catering to that? Why would they do that? So the biggest thing that could help this wide receiver recruiting thing is to put on the film some good pass game this year and to highlight it. So that's where I want to see it. So keep this momentum going and all that, but I need to see difference-making wide receivers. It's one of the only things missing to get Notre Dame over the hump. Let's see it. Have a good one. Don't forget to check out the merchandise. The link is in the description. You can browse and carouse all the different Always Irish gear. Make sure you head over there and get something for the next tailgate. Thanks for being here.